Guy Williams, thank you for being with us. You've got a show at New Zealand Comedy Festival, Why Am I Like This?
Yeah.
So let's start somewhere obvious. What makes you laugh?
What makes me laugh? I really enjoy stand-up comedy. That is a really bad question. Because I start off by going like, what? Everything. I like cats. I like memes. I like tweets. I like stand-up comedy. I really enjoy Rick and Morty. Do you watch that show?
Dan Harmon and Justin Roiland's on.
Yeah, I really enjoy Netflix stand-up specials. There's a whole anything.
So you're drawing from a lot of different sources for your own comedy.
Oh, no, you asked two different things. You asked what made me laugh, and then where do I draw the sources for comedy. Where I get comedy inspiration from is from things that annoy me. I think that's the funnest thing about comedy. You find something that annoys you, like an itch you need to scratch, and then comedy is a good way to like kind of punch that. If Trump annoys you, then a good way to kind of like fight back in a way is to do what's doesn't really achieve anything, but it's cathartic to maybe do like a snarky tweet or a joke tweet. Yeah. Well, I find stand-up comedy and the stuff I do on John and Ben as well is a little bit similar. If I can find something that annoys me and then attack it, then that's a fun way to do comedy.
It's interesting that you say that because I think that comedians have a really important role to sort of mirror what's ridiculous or bullshit in society right now. Yeah. What are you trying to say with your show this time around?
I want to focus on things are changing a little bit, and maybe it's not a trend yet, but we've seen Trump get elected, we've seen Brexit in the UK, we saw a far-right candidate in France just like narrowly lose, like almost win the French presidential election, Marie Le Pen or whatever her name is. It's kind of crazy nationalistic times, and I wanted to kind of make jokes and kind of talk about how crazy it is, obviously, but also kind of have a theory as to why this is happening. And my main theory is that the right has much better marketing than the left.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So like in politics, there's an expression that if you're explaining, then you're losing. And I'm definitely explaining right now. But I feel like the left is often having to explain their reasons and explain, whereas the right will just have very punchy slogans that really cut through. And whether it be anti-immigration sentiment, or make America great again. Like you can't, while you might disagree with like what people like what go back to a sexist time or a racist time back, it's still a great slogan. Like it just sounds good. Like let's make America great again. Per capita, America's probably doing better than it's ever done. Yeah. But that slogan like makes you think like there must be something massively wrong, which it probably is in America to be honest. But I don't know how Trump's going to fix it. Anyway,
probably not.
That slogan was pretty hollow. Whereas you look at what Hillary had, and she had like I can't even remember what Hillary's slogan was.
Forward together.
I think it was something like forward together.
Something that was like workshopped by like 100 people.
Yeah, and as a result, it kind of didn't mean anything or stand for like no one's going to make a forward together hat. Yeah. Well, you might now wear it ironically if you're a hipster. And also just her message just wasn't as like
resonant.
Yeah. As nice as Trump's.
It's interesting when people more familiar with you for your TV and radio work. And that involves a persona. So
a little bit, yeah.
How does you being a stand-up differ? Like, what are the main differences?
Well, the main differences would be a lot more raw and a lot more uncensored. Obviously, in comedy, you got to take out a lot of political stuff. Yeah. On TV and radio, you've got to maybe censor a lot, obviously language and stuff like that. And so I can talk about much more exciting and interesting topics. Yeah. And besides that, I feel like we're quite similar. I maybe will break less doing stand-up. Like when you try to be broad, I feel like sometimes a lot of people hate it when you laugh. I don't know what your opinion is. I often hate it when people laugh at their own jokes. Yeah. But sometimes when you're doing John and Ben or something like that, it kind of is important to like laugh just to let
give the audience permission.
Yeah, give the audience permission and to let people know that you are joking. Yeah. Like whereas in stand-up, I kind of if it's not necessary, I try not to laugh at my own jokes unless I genuinely find it funny.
Unless it's some sort of an improv-y thing that you've added to it. And you've said in interviews before that it's your dream to be recognised
as a
stand-up rather than just a media personality. Yeah. And do you think you're moving towards that now, or do you think the TV juggernaut is forever going to keep you media personality Guy Williams.
No, they both complement each other.
Yeah.
But the reason I love stand-up so much is because it's completely uncensored and unfiltered.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that like PC's gone mad or I can't say my weird views.
Because hosting purely can.
Yeah, you can. But what I mean by that is like there's no one else. I just do exactly what I want to do. There's no one else to say this is bad, this is good. That's why stand-up's so great. That's why I always recommend everyone, if you're thinking about trying stand-up, give it a wang. It's so much fun. You can say whatever you want. The downside of that is that there's no one there to help you. So there's no one there to go, hey, this is what you're doing here is the dumbest shit you ever heard. Which is what I often do, to be honest. So I really want to. I really enjoy doing stand-up. So it's my favourite thing, and I'd like to be known as a stand-up. But it's a long process. And in New Zealand, I learned, like when I started in comedy, I was doing like, in Wellington, I was doing like 5 or 6 gigs a year.
Yeah.
You know, and now I do a lot more than that, but still, like if I look how many gigs I do a year, maybe 50 or 60, whereas like a comedian in the US, especially one who's developing like I am, would be doing like, 200 gigs a year. And multiple gigs at a night, and that's just not possible in New Zealand. So I feel like while my growth is maybe a bit slower than it might be if I was in America or England, I'm definitely progressing as a stand-up every year, so I keep on working towards that goal of being like a really good stand-up comedian.
And how do you think the New Zealand comedy scene compares to overseas?
Really good. I'd say like, this is so funny, like it's the New Zealand thing, like per capita, mate. Per head of population, I think New Zealand, I wrote an article about it recently, I was like, we don't rate New Zealand comedy highly enough.
Yeah.
Like it's so strong, and don't get me wrong, there's a lot of shit. But like, if you look at in any country, there's a lot of shit. It's just you only see, and America has maybe like 20 amazing comedians, but they've also got 400 million people. We have 10 amazing comedians, and we've got a country of 4 million. And I think one day New Zealand will be like, holy shit, our comedy is like per head of population, so the best comedy in the world.
So why does it take something like the festival to sort of make New Zealanders realise how good the local comics are? Yeah,
well, maybe even the festival people, like I don't even know how well the festival sells or how well the festival's doing, to be honest. But so it doesn't really take that. It normally takes people either succeeding overseas or dying. John Clark left New Zealand, and I don't want to guess at why he left New Zealand. But in articles I've read, they specify a couple of things, and one of them is that he disagreed with what is TVNZ now was called the New Zealand Broadcasting Corporation, and just New Zealand, like people getting in his way in general. So he went to Australia, where he had more opportunities and more, more creative freedom, and that often happens. Like you look at Fly the Conchords. They didn't get recognition until they were on HBO in the US. Like, and everyone in New Zealand rejected them, and then all of a sudden they're like doing the biggest, not the biggest, but the best network in the US, and people are like, holy shit, these guys are actually quite good. And even then, New Zealand, we only put them on Prime, like we just don't, it's weird we don't appreciate these things more. And I guess it's because we're a small country, and like Fly the Conchords, I guess, maybe like even in America they're huge, but they're still like a comparatively like a niche to like compared to like a Jimmy Fallon or like a real broad show over there. So they are reasonably niche. So in New Zealand, I guess it's still a niche, but we should just appreciate the fact that we make a lot of good comedy, even if it is alternative comedy.
And do you think
another example? Sorry, just one more example is Guy Montgomery. He's like another guy called Guy. He's like me. He's like another guy called Guy, but maybe better. Now, it's funny. It's funny when people confuse us because the only similarity between me and Guy, well, besides being white men, is that we our name's Guy. Like we complete. Some people sometimes confuse us, and I feel so sorry for him because I'm like maybe of my bad reputation has like hurt him or something like that. He is a really good comedian. But he hardly. I mean, he hosts a crappy clip show on TV3, or a fine clip show on TV3, but called Foul Army. He gets very few like kind of like mainstream opportunities. And he is like nailing it over in Melbourne and stuff like that. And I was just quite interested that.
Did Just for Laughs in Sydney as well. I think.
Yeah, he's doing. Exactly. He's doing really well. And he's now moving to New York for that exact reason. That maybe he's not getting the opportunities here, and maybe that's a good thing as well because it means you can spread your wings.
Something that he said is that he's found it hard to shake the podcast. It's obviously wildly successful, but
I don't know why he's trying to shake it.
Well,
that's what you're famous for. Why do you shake that?
Maybe for the same reason to be known as a stand-up who has a podcast, rather than a podcaster that does stand-up.
Good point. And that can be a problem for me as well. Like just being known for being like a jock on the edge or something like that. Rose Matafeo is another one who's been going overseas and doing really well, getting on panel shows and stuff in the UK and getting 4-star, 5-star reviews in Melbourne and stuff like that. And just
It's also a good way to develop as well. Like, they get better. It's kind of like, I don't want to beat up on New Zealand too hard. Like, you also get better when you go overseas as well. Yeah.
And just wrapping up, what can someone who comes to your show expect from you? Like, what are they going to get?
For me, it's quite political. So I'm always like worried, like if you're a John and Ben fan or an Edge Radio fan or something like that, and you, it may not be for you. And so I'm always worried that I'm like pushing off audience members and something like that. But like, if you want like topical jokes about comedy, then that's normally what I specialize on. To see a mentally unstable man like having a breakdown on stage, ranting about like how the world's fucked. Yeah. Then it could be a slightly enjoyable show, hopefully.
But if anything,
I love how low I set the bar there. A slightly enjoyable show. That's what I should call my next year's show. A slightly enjoyable show.
Just meets expectations.
Yeah.
But if anything, we've seen that with Colbert's ratings over Fallon, that maybe now is the market for that sort of comedy.
Hopefully, and I think, and as I said, it was what I alluded to earlier. It's like scratching that itch or punching that thing that needs to be punched. It's like such a cathartic thing to laugh at the thing that is driving you crazy, whether it be politics or inequality or whatever in the world is annoying you. The Warriors, like whatever's pissing you off. It's fun to do comedy about it, and I think more people should do it. And it's something that I enjoy doing, and I hope you'll come to my show and listen to me fall apart.
And for people that enjoy listening to you, who else should they be going to?
Oh, what other shows I'm recommending?
Yeah.
Well, tonight I'm actually going to Guy Montgomery. I'm going to Frickin' Dangerous Bro. I don't know when this is going out because these are shows on this week. Frickin' Dangerous Bro is something people have got to check out. And the other one I'm going to see is Laura Daniel and Joseph Moore, who are doing a big stadium spectacular I'm excited about. This week I'm also excited about Becky Lucas, an Australian comedian who's wonderful. My friend Alice Sneddon, who's one of the best writers on John and Ben. She's going to be great in the third week.
Boners of the Heart.
Boners of the Heart with Rose? Yeah, you're big into the podcast community. Yeah, absolutely. She's great. And my brother Paul's doing a show. With all these shows, by the way, the thing with comedy is it's like you've got to have a scattergun. Until you find who you really like, just go to a whole heap of shit.
Because they're not expensive.
And, not expensive. Well, depends. You're a rich guy here. Depends where you're at. But like you can get concession tickets and cheap Wednesdays and stuff like that. Try and go to as many as you can afford and like find out, and some you'll be like the best thing you've ever seen and some will be the biggest piece of shit you've ever seen.
And check some of them out after the festival as well because they're still performing.
Yeah, absolutely. But the comedy festival right now, if people jump into it right now, it's so much fun. So I'm going to 3 shows tonight. So
any parting shot?
I get to go to shows for free though, so I'm cheating a little bit. That's the secret. Become a comedian, get a performance pass, and then you don't have to pay to go. That's the secret.
There we go.
Any final shots?
Yeah. Anything?
Nah. What am I going to take a shot at?
Okay.
Podcasters, your podcast.
You can go wherever you want.
Your podcast. No.
Given the old ask yourself a question then answer it one.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I want to say, what are you'll get better questions than what makes you laugh. No more what makes you.
I can't.
Everything makes me laugh.
I'm easing you in.
Yeah.
You gotta warm up. You gotta warm up. You gotta give him something that a comedian can talk to.
Well, I love that you've thought about like interview structure. So that's a really nice thing. I never do that, so I need to learn some.
It's working for you though. Maybe I should abandon the structure.
What I think is funny is that my show's actually finished in Auckland already.
Well, we got Wellington.
I'm going to Wellington, but I mean, like next time, maybe try and interview the comedians before they do their shows.
Hey.
But I'm around. Like you can see me at other times and stuff.
They can see you on TV and on the radio.
But I'm sorry about this podcast. What's this podcast called?
New Zealand Entertainment Podcast.
New Zealand Entertainment Podcast. I'm really very dry balls name. Yeah. But let's be honest.
Was not mine, Well.
Oh, that's fine.
I have
no the camera.
Don't bail now, guys.
I can't drop the camera and come around the other side of the
Come
screen.
and fight your argument and fight your bet another time. But,
it is very dry balls. That's why we've abbreviated to NZ.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
NZ.
Okay.
NZ.
Slowly but surely making it hard to understand.
Well, NZ, thanks so much for having me. I feel like New Zealand needs more podcasts and stuff like that. So, thank you for covering the comedy festival and thank you for talking to me.
Thank you.